A reduction in the security surrounding the Capitol, more severe weather is on its way to Oklahoma, and a closer look at Zoom hijacking. This is OU Nightly. Thanks for joining us for OU Nightly. I'm Audrey Goodson.
And I'm Shannon Ehrhardt. We begin with the chance of severe weather across Oklahoma tonight.
Yes, it may be beautiful in Norman right now, but risks of storms across the state are growing.
OU Nightly's Liberta has a closer look.
I'm live right now on the South Oval, and it is a beautiful day here in Norman. We have temperatures around the 70s, and if we take a look at our current temperatures, that's the case for most of the state, with some parts even hitting the 80s. Now, while it is very warm out, there are very strong winds coming up from the south. Those winds are about 15 to 20 miles an hour across the state, and those winds are going to stick with us through the night. Now, we do have a cold front that's going to be moving in to the state later tonight, and with it, it's going to cause some severe weather. That severe weather could bring some large hail, very strong winds, and the possibility of a tornado. The Storm Prediction Center has us here in Norman in a slight risk, but you're going to want to stick around because Colton Williams has more on the enhanced risk in the northwest part of the state. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Catherine. The state of Oklahoma is seeing improvements in COVID case numbers. As of today, Oklahoma reports 11,400 active cases, but also shows 0 new cases across the whole state. The CDC reports around 7,500 total deaths in Oklahoma as of today. Health experts say everyone should continue to look for vaccine appointments.
And as COVID caused more classes and meetings to move online, a new problem appeared, known as Zoom hijacking or Zoom bombing. We're showing you just what one OU class saw, and a warning, many will find it offensive. Unknown users joined the Zoom call to troll or disrupt the meetings. One of OU's new organizations, the Feminist Philosophy Advocates, say they were traumatized by this during their inaugural meeting.
We emphasize that safe space in our organization, and it being hijacked and people harassing us to our faces. One of the hijackers said, enough about gay rights, let's talk about gay wrongs.
The group's founder said the incident felt organized since the users seemed to know one another, and their comments specifically targeted the issues that the group advocates for.
The City of Norman's COVID-19 rental assistance program is offering aid to residents experiencing a loss of income due to the pandemic. To qualify, you must live in a rental unit in Norman and have an income of 80% or below the Norman median family income. The program's coordinator, David Martin, says the program is aiming to assist the most disadvantaged group who pays bills regularly.
So just kind of, meeting that gap with the available funding that became available through supplemental funding for COVID.
Students who meet requirements are eligible, and applicants can be filled out online.
Well, 2 months after the riots at the U.S. Capitol and the fence put up as protection is slowly starting to come down. Libbey is live in Washington, D.C. now with the details.
Russia and other foreign nations attempted to create distance between political parties in the 2020 presidential election. Olivia Dague has those details and more in News Center.
Thanks, Shannon. A U.S. intelligence report confirms that foreign nations, including Russia, did attempt to interfere with 2020 U.S. elections. Now, the now declassified report claims Russia attempted to diminish President Biden's candidacy and support Trump. Russia's plan was to weaken Americans' trust in the electoral system and further divide political parties. The report also cited China and Iran attempted to interfere as well. The report clarified that there was no technical interference with voter registration, casting ballots, or reporting results. The EU drug regulator insists that the benefits of the AstraZeneca vaccine outweigh the side effects. Scientists claim a lapse in vaccination could be detrimental to vulnerable populations. Denmark, Ireland, and Thailand decided to enforce a precautionary ban on the vaccine after reports that it might be linked to blood clots. However, the European Medicine Agency urges governments to release the vaccine, claiming the vaccine was not responsible for those side effects. And in Israel, archaeologists have found dozens of pieces of Dead Sea Scroll. These scroll fragments were found in a cave in the Judean desert where Jewish rebels hid from the Roman Empire. Sea scrolls are the earliest known copies of biblical texts and date from the 3rd century BC to the 1st century AD. Archaeologists also found rare coins and a 6,000-year-old skeleton of a child. Israeli archaeologists have been in these caves since 2017 with the mission to protect ancient artifacts from thieves. And Coca-Cola, Home Depot, and Delta Airlines aligned with the Georgia Chamber of Commerce's statement in support of voting rights. This comes after pressure for the Georgia-based companies to condemn the state's voting restrictions. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Olivia, and sorry for those technical difficulties, but there may not be an official spring break, but the OU Class Council springs into action, creating a special week for students.
Plus one OU campus organization is using what could have been a setback to their advantage. Well, this week students were supposed to be on spring break, but the COVID-19 pandemic canceled spring vacation. Class Council is using this week to bring a little bit of joy to the OU campus. McKenzie Gladney joins us live with the details on the week.
This week, Class Council is hosting Spring Week, and today marks day 2. Now, students tonight can throw in some workout gear like me and attend a Zumba class, a yoga class, and even drop by for some healthy snacks. Now, I'm here with Elise, and she's part of the Class Council team that's putting together the event. So, Elise, what was the inspiration behind Spring Week?
Well, we know that spring break got canceled for OU students here this year, so we just wanted to just put on a week so everyone can enjoy, relax, because this week would have marked the week of spring break.
Absolutely, and I think even from the event yesterday, it looks like people were relaxing and having some fun. But I think the question everyone wants to know is, what do we got planned for tonight's event and looking forward to the rest of the week?
All right, so tonight we have partnered with Sarkis. We have Zumba at 5:30 and we have yoga at 6:30. You can stream it live from your dorm, your house, or we are streaming in Headington Courtyard, and we will be just putting on the show there. And then you can get a snack from the Health Hut. And then the rest of the week, we are having a coffee truck tomorrow from 9 to 11. And then we're doing succulents and painting on the courtyard from 1 to 3. And then we have a movie night on Friday.
Thank you, Elise. All right, guys, that's it. Class Council Spring Week. So it looks like there's still some time to sign up for tonight's event, and it's only Tuesday, so the rest of the week is full of events, and I'm going to have those on my social media at McKenzie TV News. Reporting live from Starkey's Fitness Center, McKenzie Gladney, OU Nightly.
Some OU students came up with a new robot that aids to self-sufficiency. Emma, what's this robot look like?
The Sooner Robotics team has been around for years, building robots and entering competitions. But this year, they're putting their skills to the test to try to build a new type of robot. After almost a year of planning and building, it's almost ready. The Sooner Competitive Robotics team is building their most difficult robot to date.
This one is a lot bigger. So usually I do 3D printing and stuff for the other robots, and then this one, a lot bigger batteries, a lot bigger motor, so bigger frame, and we actually have to build from metal rather than plastic.
The team is preparing for their hardest competition yet, the Intelligent Ground Vehicle International Competition. This will be the first competition the team has entered, while they will need to rely on the robot to navigate the course by itself, instead of being controlled by an outside source.
Fully autonomous competition, so it's really hard. We have to do a lot of software to make it be able to use a camera and lots of other sensors to detect lanes and obstacles, and use GPS coordinates to navigate, and just do all sorts of stuff.
The team originally planned to compete in the international competition last year, but due to COVID-19 had to cancel. But instead of being upset, the robotics squad The competition doesn't take place till June, but the Sooners are ready to show off their robot and will do everything they can to make sure it's perfect until then. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Emma. The Sooner competitive robotics team invites people from all majors to join them. And with St. Patty's Day just a hop, skip, and a jump away, OU's Campus Corner has big plans. Unlike last year, the city of Norman is allowing St. Patrick's Day festivities, but with COVID precautions.
And you know, I sure am looking forward to St. Patrick's Day, but are we going to get lucky with some good weather? Colton, can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, maybe not this evening, but we'll talk about the tomorrow as we get into the weather segment here in just a minute. We'll be back with that right after this. All right, welcome back to OU Nightly. Thanks for joining us. I'm Colton Williams. We're taking a live look now at downtown Oklahoma City on this Tuesday afternoon, folks. It doesn't feel like March outside. Take a look at how beautiful the sky is. 78 out there now. And once again, winds now out of the south-southwest, as you saw just a moment ago. They are howling pretty good. The dew point, it is rising. Well, that's all due in part to what we're going to see overnight tonight and into tomorrow. So here we go. Severe weather outlook now. Slight risk for most of central Texas and all of Oklahoma, barring the Panhandle. But then take a look here. Just very recently upgraded to an enhanced risk now in the far northwestern portion of the state. That includes Blackwell, Ponca City, Enid, Woodward, and a number of towns in there. And well, that is really going to be the focus here as we go into this evening. Our tornado zone still only about a 5% risk for this entire region, but take note at how large the region is. So any storms that go up in any sort of these regions, that could be the possibility for a spin up or two, and at times they could become slightly strong. And so the big story this evening, though, is going to be hail, and you see most of our state is under a 15% risk for hail, but this red region, that's where we could really begin to see some damaging hail, some golf balls to tennis balls to even baseballs for some supercells that do go up. And so again, just wanted to mention tomorrow the real story is in the far southeastern down in Dixie Alley, but some of Oklahoma is under a slight risk tomorrow in the far eastern portion of the state. I've lived here for a very long time. I've never seen something like this. In the same region where we're going to see severe weather tonight, there is a blizzard warning in the Panhandle this evening. How about that? Oklahoma at its finest. But as we continue now, rain chances tonight before midnight, just going to be this really narrow region. That's going to be where we're going to see rain. Woodward, really where we're going to be looking for rain and showers this evening. Overnight tonight, once again, snow in the Panhandle. They could get up to a couple inches. And then here all across the state, Norman, we're not really in the bullseye for this thing, but we could see a shower overnight tonight. But the most chance is going to be across the northern portion of the state, and that's where those severe thunderstorms will pop up. And so as we, again, take a look at that now, a cell could potentially pop up in anywhere across the southern portion of the state. Anything, once again, that does develop anywhere across Oklahoma tonight has the potential to become severe, particularly one, well, right here just south of Norman. Again, this is just a possibility. Overnight tonight now, line of thunderstorms could line up and those could come through. It could be a loud evening overnight tonight, and then as this moves out tomorrow, it'll be out of our hair as we move into Thursday. And so looking at potentially a third of an inch in Oklahoma City. Norman, once again, probably won't see very much. We could see up to an inch in Woodward, but then once again. So overnight tonight, now 50s here in Norman. We do have a cold front moving through, and well, as you can see on the highs tomorrow, that'll advance through, leaving our highs. We will reach 60 tomorrow, but probably not for very long. We'll probably dip back down into the 50s as we head throughout the rest of the day tomorrow. But 60s as we go to tomorrow, 50s for the rest of the week, and then the weekend looks beautiful. Ladies, back to you.
Thanks, Colton. St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow, and celebrations in Norman will still go on, even with COVID. The city of Norman's mask mandate is still in effect, but places like O'Connell's will be able to host events marking the holiday. And with OU canceling its spring break this year, more students will be around to take part.
They are slowly turning back to normal now. This is also the first year since 2003 that the kids have been here. By that I mean the college kids. Normally they're on spring break during this time. So
O'Connell says they will have tables inside distance according to Norman's ordinance. Asp will be closed off at 6 a.m.
I'm excited to see that O'Conn's is finally opening back up. I heard they're going to have some funky green drinks too.
Ooh.
Well, OU softball has been hitting it out of the park, literally. And one lady Sooner is being honored for her big swings. Arnoldo, what player in particular stands out this undefeated season?
Well, Shannon, the awards are racking up for this team with Jocelyn Allo leading the charge. We also see more from the Diamond with OU baseball taking on a big challenger tonight. More after the break. And welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Arnoldo Prieto Jr. There's updates in the sports world, so let's jump right in. To start us off, we have OU baseball getting the win over Arkansas State 12-4. Tyler Hardman continues to dominate the Diamond after winning Player of the Week. The Sooners will need his success to continue as they face number 1 ranked Arkansas in Fayetteville today at 5 p.m. And OU senior Jocelyn Allo joins the names for the Big 12 Player of the Week after her dominant week leading OU to 5 straight wins. The OU softball team will look to continue their undefeated season with help from Allo as they face the Mexican national team in a series starting Friday. And how about another award for OU sports with women gymnastics, Carrie Thomas being named Big 12 Event Specialist of the Week. This achievement marks her 3rd time winning the award in the last 4 weeks. The number 1 Sooner will build on this success for the Big 12 Championship on Saturday. And as we dive into the men's side, we see Spencer Goodell being named Gymnast of the Week by the College Gymnastics Association. OU Junior took first place in all-around competition against the number 4 Stanford. The men's gymnastics will face the University of California in Berkeley this Saturday. And Logan McAllister leads the OU men's golf team to another big lead after notching the 7th lowest 36-hole score in OU history. The number 1 Sooners continue to battle it out at the George Hannon Collegiate and tee off against number 9 Texas and number 10 Oklahoma State. And speaking of tourneys, the March Madness hype continues with the upset picks are being made. I had a few of my own with Georgetown getting the upset over Colorado, Liberty taking Cade Cunningham and the Cowboys by surprise with the win, Syracuse taking down San Diego State, Winthrop charging through Villanova Wildcats, and Eastern Washington shocking the world and shutting down the Kansas Jayhawks. Now a jump from college to the pros. The OKC Thunder face off against the Chicago Bulls tonight at 7. The Thunder will look to get their 2nd straight win after they got the edge over the Grizzlies on Sunday. OKC is currently under 500 and looks to get back on track tonight. And finally, we finish off the biggest recent moves in NFL free agency. Leonard Williams joins the Giants on a 3-year, $63 million deal. Star tight end Hunter Henry joins the Patriots on a 3-year, $37 million deal. And Fitzmagic joins the Washington football team on a 1-year, $10 million deal. Things are only going to heat up for the NFL offseason, and I'm excited to see what happens. Back to you guys at the desk.
You know, I'm excited to see what happens too. I mean, the Patriots are making some big moves. Bill Belichick really getting out there.
Absolutely. And you know what? Let's talk about an ex-Patriot, Tom Brady, giving out his phone number on Twitter yesterday.
I know,
What's with that?
that was insane. I'm shocked. Well, guess what? You're in luck because one of the world's most popular dating apps is adding a new feature to make online dating easier. Find out more when we come back.
Hi, I'm Noah Mack at the OU TV Update Desk. Any Oklahoman can now get the COVID vaccine thanks to local tribes. The Chickasaw Nation is offering COVID vaccines to residents outside of the tribe. Other tribes followed, allowing all Oklahomans to get a chance to get the vaccine. The Small Business Administration will be led by Isabel Guzman after her Senate confirmation. The position gives Guzman a key role in implementing the new COVID relief bill. Guzman served as Deputy Chief of Staff under the Obama administration. Back to the desk.
Well, if you've ever been nervous to go on a Tinder date, the app is adding new features to make it more comfortable. Tinder announced today that they're adding a new background check feature later this year.
The app will pull a person's criminal history by collecting public records like arrests, reports of violence, and restraining orders. All Tinder needs is a full name or your first name and phone number. After Tinder launches this new feature, other dating apps that are owned by the same parent company, Match Group, are expected to do the same. You know, Audrey, I think that's great to hear. I've always felt a little bit iffy about dating apps.
Yeah, dating apps make me feel a little bit uneasy, but that feature makes me feel a whole lot safer. Well, after hearing about the craziness of Oklahoma weather, Colton do you think there's anything else we should know about?
No, the whole story is being told right here on this map, folks. Slight risk all across Oklahoma tomorrow, all up and down, overnight tonight, all up and down the I-44 corridor. Just keep an eye on this enhanced region. That's where, if any supercells do go up, that's where they will be their most intense as we go throughout the night tonight. Is this going to impact your St. Patrick's Day? Luckily enough, it will not. 54 in the morning. Tomorrow morning, a stray shower could be hanging around, but by noon, we'll get up to around 60 and then back down into the middle 50s by 5 o'clock tomorrow. Ladies, back to you.
Okay, that's great to hear. So now I can wear my green, celebrate the good weather. Are you going to be wearing your green?
I am going to be wearing my green, and you better be wearing your green too, or I might pinch you.
Yeah, oh, I am Irish.
I am too. Well, thanks for watching OU Nightly, brought to you by the Gaylord College of Mass Communication. Catch us here every weekday at 4:30, and we'll see you next time.